And then just something in me is just saying, I need to tell this story.
I don't think there's anything out there like what we're doing.
Everyone lying on the floor with sheep and puppets and things in the air, and I thought, this is ridiculous. What on earth am I got myself into?
It's all the things that we love most as filmmakers. It's all the stuff that we want to watch.
It fills me with such a great sense of pride that we as a team have created this.
Dungeon Gamers came around from playing role-playing tabletop games, and we'd have all these amazing scenarios and characters, and we'd visit these incredible places. And I just thought, what if we could do that? Just that simple idea of what if you could go somewhere, see dragons and fight skeletons and all these crazy things. What if we could do that for real? So that was the seed of the idea.
When I first read the Dungeon Gamers script for the pilot, I thought, what the hell is this? I kind of, for Rob as a first-time writer of any kind of project like this, I immediately thought, okay, there's work here we need to do, but there is such a strong concept at the heart of it. And when I was kind of sort of unsure at first how this is going to actually work, and then when I saw the puppets and things come together, I thought, oh wow, this can really work, and I get exactly what they're going for here.
Obviously, with a story you need conflict. So then I thought, okay, what if we have 4 characters who are forced to play a game, Dungeon Gamers, and then they get trapped in a fantastical world, and all they want to do is get home, and they hate it.
What excited me most about bringing this project to life was that it encompasses like my favourite things. Silly, like British style humour, like Monty Python's like original work and stuff, their kind of approach to independent, low budget. I love Jim Henson's work, and all the Muppet stuff from like the early 90s, and Muppets specifically can be real characters in a piece and not spoken down to, except literally, but figuratively they are as alive in the space as the other actors. It's just something that's so funny, and it's so unique. It's not something you see in any other like style.
A lot of people think with puppeteering you've just got something on the end of your hand and you just do this, but you really have to coordinate with the director and the camera to make the puppet believable and make it seem like a real character. You have to breathe with the character, you have to get the lip syncing right, the eye line right. So it can be really a challenge, but it's great to see the puppet come alive in the end and be a character.
All the props and costumes we got from the RSC, they were doing a sale, so we were very lucky. We went along and we bought armour and robes and staffs and helmets and everything you can think of. And then I got in touch with a local theatre company. They were doing Henry V at the time, and I got all the actors to come in, so they're all our background artists. We had stunt people on the day. They'd come from Warwick Castle, puppeteers on Facebook, and got anyone I could to come and help.
With help from the Solihull and Stratford College boot camps, we were able to bring together a network of talented filmmakers in the region. And of course we had the amazing Ash Connaughton as our DOP, and Luke Turner came to play as our digital imaging technician. But having, like, the whole idea is we want to level this up. Like, this can be something much bigger than the sum of its parts. But the sum of its parts are all the much greater when we have such great talent like those two and the rest of our crew.
And it also shows the quality of work that talent from the West Midlands can put together as well, because there are so many talented people here, and too often I think we are overlooked. And for us being able to pull off what we have been able to on such a small budget with such a small amount of time, but with such a great team of people, it shows what we are capable of and hopefully showcases what our ambitions are.
We didn't have a lot of funds, but we had enough to shoot one section of an episode, and so it was Jack's idea, we should shoot the song.
And now, of course, we've got Abby join us as a dungeon gamer. Every time I work with Abby, she amazes me. She brings something new to the table every single time. And this time, she just said, oh yeah, I'm a musical director for theatre as well.
When Rob sent me the lyrics, one of the main things that I had to focus on was incorporating all of those elements of story into the song, whilst also making the song as catchy as it possibly could be. I went down the sea shanty route, the kind of tavern sing-song route, and Papa from Oliver. That was my main inspiration.
Use song to tell the story, and I think it's a fantastic way to engage the audience. It just makes it so much more interesting when you do it like that. You know, you could just sit down and give exposition and go, this is what we're doing, we're going A to B to C. But why not do it with a song?
So having the really fun comedic tone and marrying that with the fantasy setting that we've got really came down to the orchestration, and our brilliant orchestrator Mark Feltwell and all of the instruments that he used. We worked quite closely together in kind of creating that soundscape that you hear. And obviously the main thing is the guitar solo. That was a genius idea that was already written within the lyrics. It was Rob's idea, it was brilliant, and Mark played, recorded and performed it all himself.
Then I developed more of a backstory, including the legend of King Arthur. I love all the story of Arthur and the Grail and Excalibur. And as a kid, I went to Tintagel. I think that's where it all comes from.
So I play the character of Elaine in Dungeon Gamers. She's an American, and she's very stubborn, a little bit mean girly, and she's really angry that she's been dragged on this team building exercise with her colleagues, not her friends, her colleagues, she would stipulate that. But I think deep down she does have a heart of gold. So it wasn't really a challenge playing her.
And we shot it in the real world to start with the actors, and then we turned it round, dressed it all to make it look like a fantastical tavern.
Everything had to be in my head. You know, I didn't have a fully fledged out storyboard. There wasn't time. There wasn't the resources or the budget to like get everything lined up just the way we wanted. So we planned and prepped as much as possible, but I just had to rely on our amazing team's blind faith in my ability as a filmmaker.
So as well as being the composer, I was also on set as the assistant director. I was just running around a little bit like a headless chicken doing 9 million different things. I also had a small role in the film, and I was a puppeteer, which was incredible and crazy and a really hard work.
With a production that's so chaotic, it's fantasy, there's comedy, there's puppets everywhere, it's kind of difficult to try to balance everything. I mean, we only had 3 days, but we had like upwards of 30 people above a pub, and trying to figure out who everyone is and where they need to be at the right time, and scheduling it, then getting food for everybody. And of course things did go over schedule, things did go over budget, because it always does, but any production is just planning and good people.
My favourite moment in Dungeon Gamers is probably the end scene of the song. It's where every single person, human and puppet, is on camera. We had a practice day, which, I mean, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. We needed that practice day to choreograph it properly, but it was the best experience having everyone sing the song, have the puppets lip syncing, and just having everyone come together for the big finale. So yeah, that was my favourite part.
We also had the incredible Wilson McDowell join us to play Wilson the Wizard, and with great comic timing and improv skills. Yeah, directing him was such a joy, because it was really just sort of talk about the ingredients and then he baked the cake. You know, it's absolutely nothing to do with me. His performance was just Wilson.
I think the main thing that sold the song was Wilson's performance as the wizard. We worked together to create that performance and really bring out different moments that I thought would really sell the song and really sell the story. And seeing him record it and everything and perform it in the space was phenomenal.
You know, we made this for a couple of grand, you know, which in television money is nothing. If we have a budget, it could be something we're all proud of, not only in region, but it could become a national show, you know? We're dreaming big here, you know? We're dreaming big, but we know we can achieve it. So what we need is people to help us along the journey. If you like what you've seen, then tell us, then tell others, then let's kind of get this thing afloat together.
I think I want the audience to feel like this is something that they've never seen before, something really brand new and sort of out of the box. And that's why I think this is so special, because, you know, there's puppets, there's fantasy, there's comedy, there's drama. I think it's got it all.
That hopefully they'll be singing the song in their heads, but hopefully they see the comedy and see the storytelling, and they are invested in this world that we've created.
And seeing all the people in that room, all of the different characters, all walking in their right place at the right time, the puppets popping into frame, all of us behind the monitors kind of watching it in awe, and I thought, wow, we have something really special on our hands here.
So my hopes for Dungeon Gamers is that it gets picked up and we take it to the next level. We develop the whole series and see how it all comes together. I'd love to finish the story and show the audience, and hopefully they'll enjoy the ride along with us.